Now, I wish I could tell you guys that I've always loved reading books, but in reality, that is not true, and that's not the case with me, okay? I hated reading books as an early kid because I basically did not want to read them because every book that was given to me kind of sucked, it was terrible, it was long, and it wasn't about anything that I was actually interested in. So I imagined that all books were the same, thus no book could ever help me learn anything that I actually wanted to learn. However, when I went to college and I got really good academically and I got good grades, I realized that although I was good academically, I lacked a lot of abilities when it came to making money, finance, and all that stuff. So I wanted to read books and find out exactly how to do all this stuff, but I didn't know when to start. Then the semester started and I got super lucky and I walked into a class and the class professor said, "Tommy, I don't know you, but today we're going to learn about stocks and we're also going to give a competition. So whoever wins the competition, who makes the most money off of stocks, will get to win this book." Now, that book was the book that actually changed my life forever. Once I read the book, everything changed forever basically, okay? Because if it wasn't for that book, I wouldn't be here today making around $23,000 every single month instead of being like an accountant making $4,000 and just working like 80 to 120 hours every single month, which is insane if you ask me, okay? Now, if you guys don't know me, my name is Tommy Bryson. I'm an accountant and I upload videos on YouTube every single day. So subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified, and do me a favor and destroy the like button, okay? Now, I have a question for you guys, okay? Comment down below and let me know what is your favorite book of all time that actually changed your life. Now, if you don't like reading at all, comment down below and let me know what is your favorite movie of all time that actually changed your life. Now, to be honest, full transparency here, I will look at the comments, I will take some ideas and make videos about it, so I will make sure to give you guys a shout out to whatever book I decide to read, and actually helps me out to actually make a video about the entire concept. So comment down below, let me know, because I definitely need ideas, because again, I post videos every single day. Now, if you ask me guys, I read a book every single week, one book a week, and I've read so far over 200 plus books, I think. And on top of that, the main thing is that all these books are great, but in reality, there's only ever really one book that actually makes a difference in your life to get you to even start reading this book. It's kind of like the gateway book, like the gateway drug, but it's kind of like a book version of it, and that way you get started into your financial life. So I hope this book does what it did for you back when I was actually in college and didn't really know what to do anymore. And now when it comes to this video guys, I'm gonna basically break down the 7 things I learned from this book, and then towards the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what the book was named. But first, I wanna tell you everything I learned. However, if you just wanna read the book and you wanna know what book it is, I have a description down below with the name of the book and everything. That way you get spoiled. However, if you also want to buy this book and don't have any money, I have a link below for Audible. When you sign up for Audible, you get 2 free audiobooks, and if you cancel in 1 month, you still get to keep them. So that's my way of making sure you guys get a book for free. Link down below for Audible. Check it out if you want to. And now the first thing that I learned from this book guys is this great story that I will never ever forget. Now the story goes like this. There's this guy and he's hanging by a cliff, right? He's by a cliff, he's looking down, and all of a sudden he slips off the cliff. Now he's holding on for his dear life and he says, "Help, help, help," over and over and over again. No one hears him, no one knows he's there. So guess what he does next? He starts to pray. He says, "God, please help me get off this cliff. Please, 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 I'll do whatever I have to do to change my ways. I'll do whatever it takes." And all of a sudden, he hears a deep voice from the sky as it opens. Now, this voice is the voice of God, and God says, "I will help you. All you have to do is let go." And once the guy hears that God says, "Hey, all you have to do is let go and have faith," guess what he does? He's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that. Can anyone else help me?" And he continues to scream over and over again. Now, you might say, "Tommy, what is the concept of this story?" The answer is, it's very simple. It's the idea that people out there that need help, they know they need help. However, they're not willing to make the changes it takes to actually change their ways. They're not willing to let go of all those things that are holding them back and just have faith that it's going to work out. Usually, what they do is like, "What? I have to do this, not do this. Well, I'll just stay and do what I do and try to find a way that doesn't make sense." So instead of trying to change my ways and trying to work it out, I will just sit here and try to attract the law of gravity or the law of attraction to me and try to get everything I want. So let me just dream about this Lamborghini and oh, look, I'm still in my room, still with a chair, and nothing has happened, okay? If you want to change, you have to let go. And that takes a lot of faith, a lot of courage, and it is hard, but it is worth it in the end. And now, the second thing I learned was this, guys. You know, in college, I had a huge problem when it came to saving money. I couldn't do it, okay? I tried to save money every single time. I'll get to $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, and even once up to $10,000. And then all of a sudden, all the money was gone. And I couldn't understand it. I was like, you know what? I save money, but it just doesn't stay with me. I don't know what's going on. And eventually I realized that the reason was, well, the book told me, the reason was because I didn't really have a reason for saving money aside from just saying like, hey, saving is important, so let me just save money, but I didn't really have a reason to save the money. So what I started to do was I gave my money a job. So if I was saving money, I'd be like, hey, I'm saving money to buy this, to do this or do that, and that way I never spend the money because I knew that all the money had a job to actually accomplish, and I didn't want to mess that up at all. And that's the reason I found out later on, that's when my mom and a lot of family members were so good at saving money because they knew, hey, I want to save money in case something happens, and that way I don't spend the money at all because the money had a reason, it had a job, but my reasoning was just like, hey, I want to save just because I know it's important, and that's not enough at all. But aside from that, guys, okay, I knew that saving money was important, but I also knew that that wasn't enough. So the third thing I learned was I needed a system, a money blueprint to help my life out. And then I realized also that I didn't have one. Although my money had a job, I didn't have a system to automate the entire process, and that way everything was done automatically every time I got paid. Now, you might say, Tommy, how did you figure it out? The answer is I didn't. And this book helped me here and there, but however, I had to go out there and read tons of books to actually develop a whole system, and that system, I have a whole video on it. It's called The Simple Budget. Link down below if you want to watch it. Now, you might ask me, Tommy, that's great, but what's a money blueprint? The answer is a money blueprint is the way you think about money and what you do with money once you get it. And originally, I noticed one thing after reading it in the book is that everyone out there has a money blueprint, believe it or not. Even if you're broke or rich, everyone has a blueprint. The difference is that not all blueprints are the same. So for example, my mom had a blueprint where whenever she would get money, she would save it and stash it, but she would never invest it because she never wanted to risk the money. And I knew that I can't have that blueprint because I would never actually grow my money and I would just be stuck saving and saving for a bad day, and the bad day will eventually come. My dad had a different blueprint to the point where he would make a lot of money from businesses, but as soon as he got it, he would spend all the money on things that didn't make any sense, and once the money was done, he would try to regain the business again and do that same process over and over. So I knew that, hey, this doesn't work either because I'm making money, but I'm also wasting all the money. So the answer was, when I looked at myself back then, my money blueprint was very simple. Make money, spend money. That was it. But eventually I figured out one thing, okay? I didn't want to be that person, so I knew for a fact that I needed to change that. So with my money blueprint that I created, the entire Simple Budget, I gave my money a job, I created a system, and I knew now that what I needed to do was make money, save money, invest money, then from the investment money that my investments actually make, then I can spend some of that money to actually buy things that I actually wanted to buy. And now, the fourth thing that I learned is not as happy and all these things here and there, and it's basically, you know, if you are not where you want to be, it's not because you're stupid, okay? And originally, I'll be honest with you, I thought that I wasn't smart enough to accomplish the goals I actually wanted to accomplish. Like, what is a guy from the Bronx, a kid, going to college, trying to accomplish like richness, wealthiness, but his family is not like the richest persons out there at all. So what makes me so bright and smart and special? The answer is I thought that I didn't really have it. I wasn't smart enough. I didn't have what I needed, but this book changed my mind in a lot of ways. The one quote that changed my mind was, if you are not where you want to be in life, it's not because you're dumb or stupid. It's just because there's something out there that you don't know about. So once I learned that entire idea and I got it inside of my head by saying it over and over again every time I had doubts, I started to devour information, devour books, courses, and ask multiple questions to anyone that would listen to me. I was willing to share the information with me. So I asked everyone, Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner. I asked my uncles, my rich ones, my poor ones. I asked everyone for information, and I knew what to do and what not to do. And once I knew all this stuff, that's when my life started to change the most. And now the fifth thing that I learned was something that no one wanted me to learn about, okay? And this was basically, your mind is like a computer. You know, everyone told me, Tommy, you know, the way you react to things is just the way you are, okay? Just be who you are, just be yourself, and be happy with the person you are. Now, that might sound great, that might sound amazing, but in reality, what happens if the person that you are isn't the person that you actually want to become in the future? Do you still the same and just be the person you actually are right now? The answer is no. You have to make changes. So how do you actually go about doing this? Well, I realized that by reading this book is that your mind is a computer with multiple files in it. So there are bad files and good files, and every single day your job is to remove the bad files and include something that's good and positive and can actually help you. So 4 years ago, you asked me, Tommy, you have a problem, what do you do? Let's just avoid it. Let's just not deal with it. Like, a problem, avoid it, leave it. Now you ask me, Tommy, you have a problem, what do you do? Well, what's the problem? How do we analyze it? What can we do? What have these people done about that problem that we can actually use for ourselves to actually help ourselves? The idea is, the way I think now is basically, I read so many books, I have so many ideas that every time I have a problem or anything, I always, most of the time, know exactly how to deal with this. Or if I don't, I just look it up and find out exactly how to deal with the problem. Because the concept is, you have bad files and good files, just put more good files than bad files in your brain and you will be good to go. And now, number 6, and the most important thing is that it's tangible here, you know, and it's that, you know, how do you increase your income? Originally, before you read this book, I thought, hey, you know, college taught me this, my mom taught me this, my father taught me this, everyone taught me this, okay? If you want to make more money, you work more hours, you get a better job, and that way you earn more money. And that's basically it. But the truth is that that is not the truth, and that is not the case if you actually want to become wealthy in a very fast pace. So what I realized is that the way to become wealthy, there are 3 ways. The first way is you can limit the amount of money you actually spend. So lower your entire standard of living, and that way you will be good. For example, I still live with my parents and I make around $23,000 every single month. And that way I don't have expenses and I don't have to worry about like rent. And when I do move out, I'll move out into my own property that will be an investment property. The second way is you have to find skills and get skills that actually earn you more money. For example, as an accountant, I can do, hey, I can go out there, work per hour, boom, I make some money, or I can start a firm and then make a business, and then that business makes me money whether I work or I don't work. By the way, rich people don't work hard for money unless it's like the first 2 to 3 years, and then once they work hard, then they have that money work hard for them. That's how the concept works. The third way is that once you increase your income or lower your expenses, you have to take that extra money and just put it to work into passive income streams. That way you have investments coming in, you have money coming in, and that way you have to work every single day, every single week, every single hour, every single minute to actually make some extra money. That way money comes in automatically to you. So guess what I did? I did all 3. So I focused on lowering my expenses all the time. I focused on making more money, and I also focused on investing all, if not most, of my money. Now, the last thing here, guys, that I learned from this book is you have to choose an investment area. Now, I thought that, hey, the more I learn about everything out there, I'll be the smartest person in the world. But in reality, all you will become is a jack of all trades, but not a master of anything. And the more I learned about one thing, and I focused into this one thing, this one career goal, finance, and reading books about it, I realized that I wasn't doing enough and I was actually becoming complacent. So the way to expand was, well, how do I bring this information to YouTube? How do I share it to other people? How do I make more money from this information? The concept is you have to expand your comfort zone around the area that you actually learned about. So if you ask me, guys, as you guys can tell, the video is over right here. I want you guys to comment down below and let me know if you guys actually think this book is interesting or not. And if you're wondering, Tommy, what book is it? The answer is, the book is called The Millionaire Mind by T. Harv. And here's a picture of it right here. This book right here changed my life forever, but it's because it's the gateway book to help me read over 200 books, 200 mentors, 200 stories, and all this stuff made me the man that I am today. Now guys, as always, if you guys enjoy this video right here, like this video, and also subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, just DM me on Instagram. And if you want to read this book for free, just check it out on Audible. I have a link down below. You get it for free, and you can also get an extra book if you want to. So I recommend you actually get the 20/80 Rule, a great book if you ask me. And if you want to read more book reviews, well, watch my top 5 books of all time right here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel right now, click my face right here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace. Keep reading.